Henderson versus Rashad Evans is a must-win fight for both of these fighters.
Dan Henderson and Rashad Evans have some of the best records in all of mixed martial arts. These guys are former champions that see this fight as a huge opportunity to put themselves back into contention for that 205-pound belt.
Both fighters are coming off losses. Dan Henderson to Lyoto Machida, Rashad Evans to Rogerio Nogueira.
Rashad's accomplished a lot in MMA. It's going to be a battle, and that's what gets me excited about this fight.
Rashad Evans looking to finish the fight.
I'm excited about the opportunity to fight Dan Henderson. You know, Dan Henderson is hands down one of my favorite fighters of all time because he's little and he's got so much power. He beats everybody. He just knocks them the hell out in their sleep for a long time.
Man, that guy hits hard. Dan Henderson possesses with his right hand one of the most devastating weapons in all of mixed martial arts. Dan Henderson is an animal. You want to talk one-punch knockout power? Nobody embodies that better than Dan Henderson. And he has knocked guys out from 185 pounds all the way up to heavyweight when he knocked out Fedor Emelianenko. Stop it! Stop it! Henderson! Fedor's stopping Fedor Emelianenko in the first round! He is simply one of the toughest men on the planet.
He's a guy who loves to brawl. He's very exciting to watch. Even though he comes from that wrestling background, he always wants to stand and trade.
I could wrestle and take guys down a lot more than I do, but if I did that, I wouldn't be utilizing my power. Over the years, I've gotten a real happy medium where I'm taking guys down, but I'm also trying to land more strikes and trying to finish fights more. It's a little tougher to finish a fight with ground and pound than it is standing up and knocking guys out.
Dan Henderson is one of the few legends that is still competing at a very high level in the sport. He has won every single belt there is to win in the sport, except a belt in the UFC. If he beats Rashad Evans, who's a former champion in the UFC at 205 pounds, that puts him right back into contention.
The title fight is in the back of my head, but it really doesn't matter what I feel about a title shot. I'm planning on winning every fight no matter what.
Rashad Evans has had ups and downs in his career, but at his best, he is one of the most talented light heavyweights in the world today. He's a high-level wrestler, an incredibly athletic guy with one of the best power doubles in MMA. His takedown defense is outstanding, and he has had a long history of success in the UFC's light heavyweight division. Unbelievable! Rashad Evans has done it!
I haven't gone anywhere. I may have stumbled a little bit, fell down, but I get back up, dust myself off, and show everybody I'm the top competitor. You know, I deserve to get a chance to fight for the belt.
Rashad Evans cannot afford another loss in this weight class. He has to take this fight to Dan Henderson and take him out, whether it's utilizing his wrestling or his striking skills. He has to go forward against Dan Henderson.
Got to take his ass down. If I get him down on the ground, I want to ground the pound until it's done.
Rashad continuing to stay off. Force is in trouble. He's out. And it is all over. Rashad Evans is the new UFC light heavyweight champion.
It's definitely a chess match of a fight that, you know, if he does try to take me down, if he does try to strike me, then that's all I can ask for. That means he's being offensive and he's trying to come at me.
It's going to be hard to take him down if I don't engage. I figured that out my last fight. He's just not going to come and lay underneath me. I like to think I have superior ground game. Matter of fact, for the cameras, I have superior ground game. I think I got some power, too.
A lot of people forget Rashad Evans has serious knockout power. Both these guys, the way that they fight, can definitely knock each other out.
Old guard, a guy like Rashad, a guy like Dan Henderson, they have to prove to these young guns coming up that they are still amongst the very best of the world.
I'm going to use the best tools that I have to try to win this fight, and knocking him out is one of my best tools.
It's not going to happen. He's not knocking me out.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is Stipe Miocic! Big Country Nelson!
Miocic and Nelson are grinders. These are guys that really try to make a war out of the fight. Both of these guys have the ability to knock each other out.
Right hand connects. Miocic with an uppercut of his own.
I think we have the same style. We just kind of go out there and just, leave it all out there, and what happens, happens. And the crowd's happy.
We're both known for hitting, hard, and hopefully I just stay with my right and hit him with my right, not hit with this.
He stepped in with a haymaker.
Roy Nelson has been on a serious run in the heavyweight division, knocking out guys in dramatic fashion.
People just want to see some action and some fights, and I go out there and give 110%, and what happens, what happens.
Big country! Here we go, baby.
Roy Nelson is very hungry right now, and he may very well have the best chin to ever enter the octagon. This is a guy who's a true warrior. He's excellent on the ground, and he's got a crazy right hand that's been taking guys out left and right.
With the big right hand.
I'm comfortable staying with anybody in the heavyweight division. I'll probably give one to take one, to give one back, but at the end of the day, all I want to do is see my hand raised.
Big power punches.
What makes Roy dangerous? He knows how to fight. He knows when guys drop their hands. He knows how to trick people. He knows how to set guys up.
Knocking people out are so much easier than submitting somebody. Unless we're doing old Gracie matches where it's like 30 minutes and 40 minutes and I can wear you down, then I'd do more jiu-jitsu. But since I want to get in and out, I got so much faster.
Big shots by Roy. It is all over. Big country. Roy Nelson defeats Mirko Crocop.
Stipe Miocic comes from a high-level wrestling background. He can strike, he can take you down, and I think we're going to see a smarter and better prepared Stipe Miocic.
When I'm fighting, I like to get off first and set the tone.
I'm expecting the best Stipe that anybody's ever seen.
Big power elbows by Miocic. It is all over.
This is a guy who was undefeated heading into his last fight, and I think Stipe Miocic is the kind of intelligent athlete that I think is going to learn from this and going to be that much more dangerous.
Right hand. Looking to finish it right here. And power with the ground and pound.
Grappling is my secret weapon. The reason I don't see much ground game is because I felt comfortable standing.
I think he's had more takedowns in the UFC than I have, so he's somebody you have to definitely worry about taking you down and plus knocking you out.
To the right hand there. Oh, look how easily Miocic takes him down, though.
My advantage in the fight, I think, is just keep my distance. Hit him with all my jabs, right hands, stay away from him. If he does come close, clinch him, work knees. In this fight, the most important thing for me is this win.
If you beat a guy like Roy Nelson, you definitely put yourself into the upper echelon of heavyweights in the UFC.
A win over Roy Nelson, 6th ranked heavyweight, would be huge. It'd bump me up, back up where I needed to be.
Trying to take it out of the judges' hands.
With the win, Roy Nelson absolutely is going to be very close to a title shot. He'll definitely be fighting for the belt in the near future.
Just give me a shot. I mean, that's what fans want to see. And if I lose, I lose. But if I win, you better hold your seats and hold on for the ride.